back to my channel. Hi, how are you? In today's video, it's more of a sit down, as you can see. I hope you guys like my background. It is December. It is Christmas season, or any holiday that you celebrate. I personally celebrate Christmas, and I love Christmas this year, so I went all out. I don't know when you're watching this video, sometime in December. Okay, so like I was saying, you're probably watching this sometime in December. Excuse my hair. It's a mess, but this video is more of a serious video. I never thought I was going to make this video or be making this video. But here we are. I know it's a little bit late because if you don't follow me on my social medias, I had already kind of announced that this was happening. But I wanted to make a video because to bring awareness to the situation and just give you information about how certain bodies reacted during this time. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. I hope you guys are enjoying Vlogmas. I am trying my best to have a vlog for you guys every day. Some of these vlogs are pre-recorded because my schedule is very busy, and I wanted to do Vlogmas and I just had it planned. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get into this video. Okay, so I'm going to start out with saying I had coronavirus, or COVID-19, however you want to say it. Never in all these months did I think I would ever get it. I did know that it was a possibility that I would be infected at some point, but we were trying our best not for that to happen. But unfortunately it did happen, and unfortunately it was a family members that actually infected us. So we had family come to Arizona and visit us, which it was already planned. However, at the time, it wasn't unsure if they were infected. They weren't unsure if they were infected or if they were or were not infected. That's what I'm trying to say. But they arrived. They arrived a Friday. So that's when we first were exposed to it, without us knowing that that was the case. And before then, we took care of ourselves. We weren't overly dramatic about it, but we did take care of ourselves. We took the precautions. We followed procedures or whatever. I'm a hermit, so I literally don't leave my house unless I have to. So I'm going to go over like the timeline and then like the symptoms I had and what I have dealt with since having coronavirus. Starting with the moment we got infected, that was a Friday. We already had a lot planned for them as they were here for only 7 days. We did travel. We visited 2 cities. And by Monday, I felt the first few symptoms of the virus. They do say that, I believe, I will put like, I will search it or whatever. I think it's 2 to 3 days, either 2 to 4 days or 2 to 3 days for you to feel anything after being exposed to it. I was exposed to it on a Friday. I got my first symptoms on that Monday, that following Monday. I started out, I actually wrote it down because it was a lot. I just want to say that this is very serious. My whole family was exposed to it, and it's something that you don't realize how bad it is until either a family member has it or you have it as bad. So when my first symptoms, what I felt was Monday morning when I woke up, I didn't wake up. Like, I opened my eyes, but my when they tell you that your body aches, it felt, I'm gonna try to explain it as much as possible. It felt, every joint, every bone, every inch of your body was, it hurts. It hurts, and it was hurting so bad. My brain was telling, my brain was telling my body to move, but it wouldn't move. Like, it felt like I was paralyzed sitting there, even though I don't know what being paralyzed was, but that felt like I was paralyzed because my body wasn't connecting to my brain. Like, I wanted to get out of bed, but my body wouldn't move because it was in so much pain that even if I was like laying there and I tried to like move my arm a little, that was just in the most painful thing that I've ever experienced. You get soreness, you get stuff like that, but the muscle and the body aches were insane. Was like a 10 out of 10 of pain. It felt like every joint, every bone was going to shatter the moment that I moved. It was, I wish I could explain it for you. I've never broken a bone, but if I had to imagine the pain, it was like it shattered. So that was Monday. I started getting the sniffles on Monday as well. And after a few, maybe like laying in bed for like an hour or so, my mom and I were both like sitting there like, or like laying in bed like we weren't able to move at all. We were both kind of like, what's going on? Like, she's like, do you feel what I feel? And I was like, do you feel what I feel? And we both felt the same way. We were literally laying there, just being in pain because we didn't know what was going on. Anyway, so moving on, I started getting like a little scratchy throat. And then on Tuesday, I had like a little cough, and then like a little like I still had like a scratchy throat. I did have a fever up and down. It didn't go outrageously high. I believe that the highest it went was probably 102. Like whenever we checked it, but my fevers did come and go. It was never like a consistent fever for hours. It was just like I would be high for like an hour or so, and then it would just drop back down to normal. I think it was just also like I was taking all kinds of things, NyQuil, the Thera something. I was taking all the cold medication, flu medication possible, lots of Vicks because I'm Hispanic and we highly believe in Vicks. So I was taking all of that. Nothing was helping at all. By Wednesday, the throat situation, my body didn't ache anymore after the terrible aching on Monday. It didn't ache anymore. I was just very tired all the time. By Wednesday, I had zero voice. I had very minimal, like scratchy voice. My throat was closing to a point where I had no voice by the end of Wednesday. That was when I actually tested for COVID on Wednesday morning. I did not get my results till Friday. Wednesday, we did go to a city. Again, we took all the precautions possible. During the time at that city, I was at a hotel room and I literally could not enjoy the whole trip at all because the moment I got there, which was Wednesday night, I had, this might be TMI, but I had full on diarrhea that I couldn't cough. I couldn't barely like breathe heavily because I had diarrhea. Like my body could not hold anything in. I barely ate, and the reason why I ate was because I had to get food in my body. That's another thing. I barely ate. I could not eat because my throat was closed so closed. I literally had like maybe centimeters left until my throat just closed completely. I don't have tonsils in general, so that kind of made the reason why my throat was so bad. By Thursday, the infection, I didn't even have an infection. It was the same virus that just you could feel it, like the infection just creep up, like feel it inside my throat. It was all the way up to like here, like where your tonsils are. That's where I felt it. And then I had zero voice, and I was trying to talk like with my mask, because, excuse me, I was trying to talk with my mask on, obviously, because, everywhere you go, I was sanitizing my hands. Because at this point, I was like 98% sure that I had coronavirus. And so I was taking all the precaution. I wasn't getting near anybody. I kind of just isolated myself. I had to take off immediately from work. Even though I work from home, but I called HR. They're like, you need to just not, work at all. They gave me 14 days to quarantine, which I did. So throughout Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, I had full on diarrhea. I barely ate. I wasn't getting any food in my system. The only thing I did drink, it was like Powerade, some water, but nothing would go down. Like, I was refusing to drink or eat anything because I just couldn't. My throat was hurting so bad. When I tell you, strep is nothing compared to the pain that was going through my throat. By Friday, my fevers were still up and down. By Friday, we came back, and we were an hour away from here. I got my results back, and it came back positive. By Friday, I was too bad. I didn't eat, so I was like, my nutrition levels were probably like below normal because I wasn't eating. I probably like shit it all out because of the diarrhea. The diarrhea didn't stop. So when we got here, I went straight to the hospital because my throat was hurting so bad that it was to a point where my throat was closing, and at some point I was going to stop breathing, or like it was going to become really hard to breathe. So, yeah, so nothing was working. I took Motrin, ibuprofen, Tylenol, Theraflu or whatever, Theraflu, NyQuil, Dayquil, Mucinex, everything possible. I took cough drops, Vicks, everything, nasal spray. I literally spent we spent almost $150 on all kinds of medication, and nothing worked. Nothing. It's insane when I tell you nothing works to cure this thing. Nothing works. By Friday, I went to the hospital. In the hospital, it was a whole different situation. The moment I told them I am positive for corona or COVID, they didn't really isolate me. They kept me in the waiting room or whatever. I went through the emergency room because I didn't have anywhere else to go. It was really cold because at that point, I didn't have a fever, but I had the chills. I had everything that you could think of that COVID gives. I had it, besides the breathing, the lack of oxygen. When they finally did my triage, she asked me, the first thing that they check is your oxygen levels in your body. Thankfully, fortunately, I had good oxygen. The nurse said, I believe she was a nurse. The nurse said that my body was handling the infection very well, but that could change at any moment. So I waited, and they kind of isolated me. They didn't even give me a bed. It was just an uncomfortable chair. I was freezing throughout the whole thing. They gave me, they checked me. The doctor came in, and literally the doctor said, I can't give you anything because there's nothing to give you. So I was like, well, what do you mean? They tested me for strep because of how bad my throat was. And she even looked at it and was like, this is really bad. But I didn't have strep. It was just a virus attacking my body in that place mostly. I barely had a cough because my throat was so dry, so I didn't have a cough. I barely had any like the runny nose. I got that towards the end. So by this time, once I found out, by this time it was already 5 days. From the first day I got the symptoms, so it was 5 days, Monday through Friday. But if you add, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that would have been 6, 7, about 8 days. By the time I actually went to the hospital, the only thing they gave me was a miracle mouthwash, which I know what that is because I go to school for pharmacy and medication. But the only thing that did was that would have done was just numb the pain in my throat, which I really, at that point, wasn't gonna do anything. The other thing they gave me, I believe, was a drink, like some kind of medication. I think it was a steroid, but that was it. That's all they gave me. And then the doctor said, take Tylenol. If you're in pain, just take Tylenol. That's all they did. And then they sent me home. They said, your best bet is to be at home. So I went home. The only thing I have to say that actually helped me was this specific tea that my brother and his girlfriend bought for me and dropped it off at the front of the house. And I drank that, and that literally, I never filled the prescription for the miracle mouthwash because we tried, and my mom tried, but they didn't have it anywhere, so she kind of gave up. And at that point, I was drinking a lot of tea. I literally did not take Tylenol. I think I took it once. And then besides that, I literally did a lot of home remedies, teas, a lot of tea, lemons, lemon teas, ginger, a lot of ginger, a lot of the only way I could get nutrition in me was green juice, a lot of veggies that way. I forgot to mention, I did lose my taste and my smell. But by the time like I realized that I lost my taste and my smell, my throat was so infected that I already couldn't determine what was food at that point, and I wasn't eating. I stopped eating, like, I believe I only ate because I had to get food in my system to stay alive. My neck hurts. So by this time, literally, I drank the tea, I believe Saturday. And by Saturday, my throat, literally, I felt it like, it was so inflamed that by Saturday when I drank the tea, it literally felt like it was clearing up. Like, it felt like it was like a cloudy day on my throat. And then I drank the tea and it just like opened up my throat. I was able to breathe. I was feeling a lot better. And this was like Sunday, Monday, and then I started feeling a lot better because I was taking like supplements as well. It's like this supplement that I take, and then I started feeling so much better. I think during that time I lost 3 pounds, but keep in mind I was also already eating like healthy before I got corona, so I had already lost a lot of weight, a significant amount of weight, and then with this I lost 3 pounds. And then when I got my taste and my smell back, I was able to eat more, so I was craving things. So I gained those 3 pounds back, but now I've lost them again, which is good. So by during the following week, I just recovered, drank a lot of water. I did drink a lot of Pedialyte, I think is what it's called. I drank a lot of that, a lot of tea, soup, a lot of soup. My mom cooked a whole bunch of things, so we could get better. At this point, during all this time, my whole family was infected. So my dad, my mom, the family that came to visit, we were all infected. So we were all in the household, and my mom cleaned the house with bleach, alcohol, everything, the sheets, all the clothes that we would wear, she would wash right away. The sheets, the carpets, everything was washed, everything was cleaned every freaking day. I didn't do it because I was literally the one with the worst symptoms. I was in bed most of this time, so it was like 10 days in bed. Yeah, I believe 5. So by the following Saturday, Sunday, I believe it was like the 1st of November, I tested again and I got my results on Monday, like midnight, and I tested negative. So I had the worst symptoms ever. Let me see if I forgot anything. I had fevers and chills, cough, shortness of breath. Not really, but I did have difficulty breathing at times. I was fatigued because I didn't eat at all. I couldn't eat. I had muscle pains the first day, and then it was just on and off. Headaches all the time. Loss of taste and smell. Yes, most days. I had severe throat issues for like 7 days, I believe. Congestion and runny nose. I got that at the end, and the runny nose was just very minimal. But that was very minimal compared to the other stuff that I got. Nausea and vomiting. I had the feeling of it, but I'm the type that I hate vomiting because me vomiting makes me vomit, if that makes sense. So no, I didn't vomit, but I did have the feeling and I just didn't want to. At that point, I would just become very dehydrated, and I didn't want that. I had diarrhea for 3 straight days, which I kind of understand why we went through the whole toilet situation, but at the time, I don't think people realized that. So, yeah. During this time as well, I wasn't sleeping at all. I believe the most I got in one night was like an hour, and then besides that I couldn't sleep at all. I was awake. I had my eyes closed, but I was awake the whole time. Going to sleep became like a panic thing. I started panicking when I was falling asleep, so I wouldn't fall asleep and I would just be awake. The panic situation is there, and I have to say this is all mentally, because if you let it defeat you mentally, you have to mentally be very strong, because if you let this like really affect you mentally, then you're really gonna have a hard time recovering. I was ready to recover. I was doing my best. Like even my like the worst days, I was just like, I just want to get better. I just want to get better, you know. And I kept pushing. And at that point, I was trying all kinds of things to get better. And during this time, my last 4 days, one of my family members that was here visiting, unfortunately, he got, since we all had COVID, he ended up in the hospital, and he unfortunately passed away of COVID. So it has been a very rough year. When I tell you a year, it's been a very rough year. I lost 3 family members in a span of 6 months. 2 naturally, of natural causes. And then my uncle that recently passed away. And I was in the middle of all that. I was the one communicating with the hospital and having to be rejected because you had COVID or you went through COVID. You get rejected if people realize that when you're talking to them when you're going through that. It was very hard. He went on a ventilator, and all of that. That was just, it was been a hard year. I'm very glad that I was able to recover. And so with that, I believe I've covered most of my symptoms and how I got infected and how it was. When I tell you this is no joke, it's no joke. Yeah, so that was before, during, and then I'm going to talk about after. All right, so now we're going to talk about after. How I'm actually, I don't know when you guys are watching this, but when I'm filming this, I'm actually I'm actually a month corona free, if that makes if that makes any sense. I don't have corona. It's been a month since I've had it. I have to say that the long-term effects, I don't know what they are, but ever since then, I barely sleep. The sleeping situation hasn't changed. There's days that I actually do sleep, and it's because I'm already so tired and my eyes just can't stay awake because I have done so much during the day, and I've done so much during the day on very little sleep that my body just is tired and it wants to go to sleep. So it naturally just falls asleep. But when it's a regular day, the fact of me falling asleep, like I'm relaxed, I try to breathe, like I do breathing exercises because when I try to go to sleep, I fall into a panic. I start panicking like I'm going to sleep, like I'm never gonna wake up or something like that. Like I go into this panic and then I can't sleep again. So like I'll sleep for maybe like max I'll sleep for 4 hours and then I'll be back up. And during those 4 hours, if I'm really, really tired, I won't wake up. But if I'm falling, like if I just fall asleep, I will wake up during the night. So that's something that I haven't been able to regulate ever since I had corona. Because I used to be that person. You can even ask my friend that I would sleep during the day. Like I don't care what time it is. I am like taking naps all the time. I love sleeping. And the fact that I can't sleep anymore destroys my heart. Like it's just, it ruins everything for my whole day. The other thing is like I wake up every day with like muscle aches, muscle pains. Something always hurts and it's not normal. Like my body just aches and it's like I haven't done shit. Like why is my body aching? That's something that comes and goes. I've noticed it's gotten like a little bit better. The sleeping situation, still trying to figure it out. I'm sleeping now like more because I'm tired. Like it's a very busy month for me. The end of the year is always a really busy month, especially now. So I'm very tired all the time. The feeling of hunger, like I'm hungry. I don't know if I'm hungry or just have the feeling that I'm hungry, but I'm really not hungry. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I feel it in my, I could literally just finish eating and like an hour later, it feels like I haven't ate at all day. It's this weird feeling that just, it's a mess. Like I don't know what it is. The other thing that is my most important and my most concerning is my skin. You guys know I've been very open about my acne. Previously, prior to having the virus, I was fixing my skin and I tried this product and it actually irritated the shit out of my skin and it gave me a lot of texture. But so I stopped using it, and I was getting my skin back on track. I was getting blemishes here and there, which is normal for me. Well, it was normal for me due to some things that I eat break me out. After or during the virus, my skin became full of acne. It's full of acne. Now it's full of acne. You can't see it because I have makeup on. I don't want to go out because of my skin. It's really, really bad. I will insert pictures so you can see how bad it is. I am currently on Curology to see if that's gonna help me fix it. But when I tell you it gets worse and worse, it never fixes itself. It just gets worse and worse. And I've changed my diet. I don't eat. I try not to eat the greasy foods that I know are gonna break me out. But here we are, and nothing has been working. I actually did go to the doctor. She referred me to a dermatologist, which I knew I was gonna have to go anyway. So I will be visiting a dermatologist. But I showed them my Curology formula that they gave me, or whatever they prescribed. She said that's okay, but she also prescribed me medication. I read the bottle. It's like it's a medication that treats bacterial infections and that produce acne. So I'm going to take that, and we're going to see how that goes. But I don't want to see anybody. I don't go out without makeup, and if I do, obviously I'm glad at this point. I'm glad we're using masks, because the majority of my acne is all over here, all of it here, and then some like right here, and then on my forehead. When I tell you, it makes me feel terrible that my skin is the way it is, because I know how it is, and people pointed it out, like my family. But I know they're concerned because I'm concerned, and we're all just concerned on why my skin is doing what it's doing. But it has been since the virus, and I am trying to get rid of it. That's why I don't really see my friends anymore. I don't want to see them until my skin is better. I am like embarrassed to go out and without makeup, and that's why you guys see me without or with makeup, because I'm not comfortable with the amount of acne that I have on my face right now. It's just too much. I'm trying to fix it. That's probably my main concern, is my face. The skin is just, it's so bad. Like, it's so bad. It might not look so bad on the pictures that I post, but in person it's terrible. Like, I hate it. I hate my skin. I'm doing everything that I can to fix it. But, I mean, at this point, I don't know what else to do. I stopped using chemicals. I know I only do makeup, like put on my makeup, like on the weekends. That's the only time. I don't do it every day, because I know that makeup can also clog my pores and make it even worse, which that's the last thing I need at this moment. But I am getting that fixed. I am going to go see a dermatologist. The other thing is that I'm always tired, and that's why it's taking me so long to film this video, because I'm waiting for the time that I have the energy, that I want to do it, and I do want to do it, but I'm just always tired, like constantly. Like, I'll wake up, I'll probably have a period of 2 to 3 hours max of where I'm full of energy, and then it just goes downhill from there. Like, I'm always tired. Like, I push through the day. I do not know how. Some days I think I drink like 2 cups of coffee, because I'm so tired. Like, the smallest things make you tired after this virus. And I did keep track, and this is just not me blaming the virus, it's because I did keep track. I know when I was tired before, because I was doing a lot of things, and but now it's like I go out maybe to the store to buy groceries and come back and I'm exhausted. Like I need a whole day of recovery, but I really don't get that because I have stuff to do. So I don't know what else internally I have going on with or after the virus. I did get all that checked out. I got my blood work done the other day, and I'm just waiting to see how things come back. And I'm working on trying to get my life better and myself better, but it's just so hard when you're always tired and you're dealing with all of this skin situation, and on top of that, losing family members left and right. I don't know. I just I just want to let you guys know that this is something serious, and take it serious. Wear your mask. Use hand sanitizer. It's for your own good, because you do not want to go through what I went through. I don't even wish this on the worst person on earth. I don't wish that upon that person. Now, I do want to say there is some family members that tested positive and had no symptoms. None. I know that there's a word for it and I can't say it, but they were those. So with that being said, it's different for everybody. Just make sure you're with your loved ones. Make sure you tell them you love them, because you just never know. Make sure you take care of yourself. Be clean. Sanitize. It's not you being dramatic. Wear a mask. Don't reuse the mask. Change your mask out. If you wear the cloth ones, wash those masks, because you're leaving all that bacteria there and stuff. So I wanted to share my story with you guys. I know this could help a lot of people. I don't know if I left anything out. I think the other thing I've noticed is that my hair falls out like crazy, and yeah, I'm not prepared for that either. But at this point, I'm just dealing with the shit day by day. I just want to let you guys know, if you guys had it and didn't have like severe symptoms, thank God. And just keep an eye out for those long-term effects, because your body, my body was attacked very, very hard. That I was very scared, to be honest. I was scared. I was like, there was points where I was in so much pain that I just said, you know what? I just want to give up. Like, is it my time to go? Because I want to give up, like now. But be mentally strong. You can do it. Try not to go to parties and family reunions and stuff, and family get-togethers or friend get-togethers, because that shit is very serious, and it ruins your whole life. I have family members that are suffering from panic attacks, that they never had it. They are going crazy afterwards. It really fucks with your brain and your mental state, so you really have to pay attention to that. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope it might help somebody. It might just give you some information. I just wanted to share my story. Be healthy, stay healthy, sanitize, wear your mask, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.